I'm live. Sorry. Trying to put this thing on here. Does this work? No, it's too high. Should I have done this beforehand?
Probably.
Oh well. Y'all can see me! Y'all know I'm ratchet. A little bit. Not really. There we go. We're gonna just go down like that. Why did my camera... I cannot see. Hey girl! All I see is a whole bunch of Y's. So I'm guessing she said, hey. Oh. This is... Yo, when I don't have my glasses on, I can't hear. I'm serious. Where's my iPad? Is my iPad by you? I like to be able to watch both comments. Thank you. Okay, so y'all, I was gonna do a video about this, but then I was like, I might as well just do a live because why not, you know? Okay, so I want to talk about all these femininity videos for Black women, because I don't see them as being helpful. Yes, girl, I love Chrissy. No, I love Chrissy. However, I think that a lot. So I think that a lot of women, Black women, watch these videos, and then I'm gonna be honest with y'all, because y'all know I'm just gonna be completely real and real out of the real. I feel like these women are sitting up here, they've got their pink lip gloss on, and they've got their white people hair. Not saying that wigs aren't cute, because wigs are cute, but they're like, so feminine is we do not need to roll our necks, and they're trying to kind of just, you know, talk about how we should be white feminine when I can't be white feminine because I'm not white. Like, I feel like, I honestly do feel like they're trying to make us I feel like they're trying to make us more white feminine, if that makes sense. Or even they're trying to help masculinity, fragile masculinity, and I don't like that. But I see a lot of people talking about Chrissy in here because I like Chrissy. There's some things that I don't agree with Chrissy on everything on, but that's just human nature. But I do like Chrissy's channel because I don't feel like she necessarily does that all the time. I feel like she says that you need etiquette, and that's just true. Like, if you up here, that's not, I'm not gonna say it's not feminine because anybody can do it, but I am gonna say that it's just disgusting and rude. Like, it's just the truth. You get what I'm saying? So I like her channel because she talks about etiquette, she talks about things like that, but I also feel like those things could be applied to everything. Does that make sense? Y'all feel what I'm saying? These things can be applied to just about anything. Like, if you stank, of course that's not feminine. Nobody wants somebody that stank. Nobody wants somebody that doesn't have etiquette. Period. I'm not reading these comments. Hold on. A girl, a hair tutorial. I slapped this on my head in 5 minutes. I've never seen that channel. But I do feel like I see a lot of people, and I feel like they're trying to be the housewives of Orange County. And I'm like, that, like, no, like, I'm gonna talk with my hands because that's just what I am. I also feel like just in general, I also feel like a lot of women, where was I going, what was I saying, oh no, because I saw some video, I saw a video, and it was like, well, you guys should, if a man is, if you guys are getting an argument, you pretty much you gotta baby him. And I was like, So first of all, I can't be, this is my whole thing. I don't feel like I need to make a man feel comfortable and not intimidated by me, because if you're intimidated by me, um, I think that has something to do with you, because I can't be more masculine than a man, because I'm just not set up like that. Like, and I'm not talking about women who decide to dress masculine. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about an everyday woman, especially if I got earrings and makeup on. How am I more masculine than you, and you have a whole beard on your face and testosterone, like a lot of it flowing through your body? How am I more masculine than that? So I feel like a lot of it is a whole bunch of just masculine men trying to be comfortable around strong women, because I feel like you can be a strong boss woman and still be feminine. I feel like you can not wear makeup and still be feminine. You don't have to put on earrings and a dress to be feminine. That's just my whole thing. And I think that a lot of these videos are saying that that's how you have to be deemed feminine. A lot of them are a whole bunch of stereotypes, if you ask me. I wonder increase level up in videos coming from that too. Where are all these videos coming from? And how come they're being like, because I read a comment and somebody said, they're like, how come I'm being suggested all of these feminine or femininity blah, 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 femininity videos? And I was like, me too. Like, I didn't look this up. Maybe because I followed Chrissy's. I don't know. I really like Chrissy's channel, but I mean, that didn't mean I wanted to see everybody's channel about it. Hi Devon. Or Devin. I don't know. I don't be knowing. Even though you think some of these channels aren't helpful, some women really do not know how to be feminine, and some of them also never got taught good hygiene, which is sad. And I agree with that. You are not wrong. However, that's just hygiene, and that's why that I talk about hygiene on my channel, but I don't say it's feminine. I think that men need to have hygiene too, but there is a difference. Let me say this: there is a difference between feminine hygiene and like male hygiene. However, we all need hygiene, so I don't understand how that has. Why is that deemed femininity? Like, so men who have good hygiene are also feminine? I don't. That just doesn't make sense to me. Videos because it's popular in the black woman YouTube say something. Oh, maybe that's why. That makes sense. But like I said, I feel like a lot of it is just self-care tips that are just kind of being, they're like, oh, this is how black women should be feminine. Although, okay, so now I will talk about some women. I do feel like they are, oh no, they try to talk about submitting to men. And I feel like that comes naturally. I feel like I'm going to naturally submit to a man who has a good level of balance, or no, a good balance of masculinity towards me. Does that make sense? Am I making sense with what I'm saying right now? Like, sorry, I'm reading these comments. But the balance. So I think that if your masculinity is up here and my natural your natural masculinity is up here and my natural masculinity is here, because if we're really going to talk about it, we're all human people. We're all just a human person, and we all have a balance of feminine and masculine energy in one person, as it is in male and female. That's just what it is. You've seen men that are more feminine than they are masculine, and that's just what it is. I think that is all a balance. So I think if your balance matches with my balance, I'm naturally going to submit to you. I don't think that it has to be I have to dim myself down, or you have to up yourself to be more masculine than me and I have to shimmer down. I don't think that. I think that I should be me, you should be you, and if we mesh together, boom, that's just it works. Hypergamy. That, okay. I do understand that a lot of people say that hypergamy, they like to say that people need to be, or women, black women to be specific, need to be more feminine to kind of get what they want or to be able to date up. I personally think that it's all a preference. I feel like everything is a preference. Cause what if this man who is making a whole bunch of money, what if he likes women that like to go hunting? That is not a masculine, or that's not a feminine thing. You do not have to be feminine to date up. Because what if he, like I said, what if he wants a girl who wants to go golfing with him? He don't want you to be out there like, oh, my heels. No, bitch, get out here and golf. The fuck? Like that's what I, like, you never know what men want. And if you match up with that man, then you just match up with that man. You don't have to change yourself or be even more feminine to stop looking at me like that.
I'm listening. You're saying good shit. It's like loving basketball.
Yeah, exactly, like that. I play basketball. There's men who like women who play basketball. But that too. But you get what I'm saying though? There's men who like women who do that. He doesn't want to see you in a skirt and a feminine shirt and all that when you're playing basketball. It's all about balance. Like, no, he don't want you in bed talking about, come here, man, flip her over, turn around. Like, you're like, yeah, he doesn't want that. That makes sense. You should be not girly, but you shouldn't be trying to do it. You know what I'm saying, y'all? You shouldn't be trying to pop him in the boot. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if that's not what he likes, legally after you make a good point. What are y'all talking about in these comments? How is it? Space. I honestly think it got popular because being a sugar daddy or finessing men got popular, and then yes, girl, Legally Afro. I like that name, Legally Afro. You go, girl. Yes. And hypergamy doesn't consider men. They don't really say how do you date a woman that is in a good position. They don't really talk about that. It's always about us. And I feel like we are always trying to be more, we're always trying to be less black. That's how I feel. Don't do this. Don't do this. Why can't I do this? I feel like, why can't I do this? Because I'm black. Black women are rhythmic people. So when I'm talking, of course, sometimes I'm going to move my hand on the beat because I am just a rhythmic person. And that's just what it is. But you want me to tone it down and be a newscast person and hi, welcome, and da 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 da. I'm not gonna do that because that's just not me. And if that intimidates you, if me doing these things and just being the natural blackness that I am intimidates you, then that's a problem with you. It's not a problem with me because I'm just being myself. And you're intimidated. That's bad. And then I feel like a bunch of black women try to tell us, be smaller. Don't be too big. Be smaller. Make him feel comfortable. What about making me feel comfortable? Because I feel like if I'm gonna shrink myself to fit in this little teeny weeny box that you want me to be in, I'm always gonna know in the back of my head that I'm bigger than this box. And you, my friend, are the small person. However, it doesn't consider men because historically men have not needed to be financially cared for because they always controlled what? Where were you? Controlled the economies. That's true. You have a point, but do you realize it's harder for us to be spoken to pretty much due to colorism, racism, and plus society feels like we don't deserve to be treated well. Girl, I understand that to the fullest. I do think that it's harder, and I do think that the darker you are, the more masculine you are seen. But do I think that you should shrink yourself? to try to prove somebody else different. Because think about this, if you're sitting up here trying to shrink yourself to prove somebody different, you're never going to actually be able to be yourself ever. And then you're going to attract people that don't even like the real you. So why would you want somebody who doesn't even like the real you around you? So your whole life you're just going to have to fake it, just fake and act like you're something that you're not. And that sounds miserable. I couldn't do it. I would snap out every once in a second. Like I'd be like, "I look, no." I would snap out. I'd flicker out a little bit. Um yes. And I think that they have a huge, especially black, when I say black men, I mean black men. Um they could change the entire game with it. But I also feel like if we're going to talk about black men, I also feel like black men really aren't taught how to be men, um because the majority of black men are being raised by black women. So I mean, I can never teach a man how to be a man because I'm not a man. um I'm gonna get to your comment in a second, but I don't think that a lot of black men are shown that masculine side. So their perspective, and as they grow, they only have the feminine side of things. You get what I'm saying? So I don't feel like they can even match the strength right now of black women. I know this kind of doesn't really have a lot to do with your comment, but I just started thinking about that because I feel like a lot of black men are raised just by black mothers. So then they're just feminine. They have a feminine perspective on things rather than having a masculine perspective. And I'm not saying that's anybody's fault, but what I am saying is it's just the truth. I don't think you have to shrink yourself necessarily, but be yourself and also be feminine by not talking loud, etc. You can also be assertive without being masculine. Yeah. But what do you mean by not talking loud? Because if I'm like, what do you mean? I mean, I think if you're talking about over talking people, that goes for everybody also. It's just rude to over talk people. Like that has nothing to do with a black woman being masculine. It's just rude for anybody. Like if there's a Latina woman that's over talking everybody, it's other people that see her as just over talking. They don't see her as being masculine. Yeah.
But also, like we said, if it's a Latina woman, it's looked at as spicy,
Yeah.
not masculine.
Yeah. So it's other people's view on you. It's just not. It's not what you're doing. You're not doing anything. Other people just see you as masculine. And over talking is just rude in general. Yeah, and yelling is just rude. Like if you can't have a conversation back and forth respectfully, that for anybody, that's just rude. Like you don't have etiquette, and that's why I like Chris's channel, because she be talking about etiquette. She's talking about when you're sitting and you're eating, you shouldn't be eating wild. And I think that a lot of black women aren't taught that, like, because we're just normally using our fingers, doing all types of things. We don't know which fork is which fork and things like that, because that's just stuff that we haven't been taught. But that doesn't make you masculine. It's just something you haven't taught, and you just don't have etiquette. Because again, if it was a white woman who's doing that, she's not going to be seen as masculine. She's going to be seen as just not having etiquette. My eyeballs itching. In order for a man to be in his masculine energy, he has to have a good father in his life, or a good father figure. Period. Because my little brother was was raised by my father, and he's masculine. Like my brother is younger than me, and I can't be more masculine than my brother. Like I just can't, because he had a father who was super masculine. It is what it is type masculine, point blank period masculine. Like he was the authority figure in his life. So I can never be more masculine than my 19-year-old brother, and I'm 24, about to be 25. Hold on. Okay. I understand to a degree, but I think it's becoming toxic. What is becoming toxic? What's becoming toxic? Right, most black men have been raised by black women, and some have raised themselves without a black man who really don't. Exactly, and you see that. Hold on. Is it Michelle or Michelle? It's probably just Michelle. I don't know, but um, I agree with what you're saying. And a lot of black men, I also they feel or when they end up raising themselves, I also feel like um, they go and they look for like different things, different brotherhoods, different squads, different gangs, different things to be a part of to have that masculine energy. Because men don't want to be around feminine energy 24/7. They have to be able to have masculine energy too, which brings me back to women being able to have that duality. Everybody has to have a duality of both feminine and masculine. You just have to know how to balance the two. And yes, girl, we are seen as we do have attitudes. Um Not only that, but if you guys watched my PCOS video, I caught myself as I was talking about it, and I was like, I literally, as I was talking to this lady and I was declining, saying I didn't want to take her birth control that she was telling me I should take, um, I found myself trying to speak not as like how I'm speaking to you guys now, just saying what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure you guys don't see me as masculine right now, but I was trying to not say things like, hey, no, I don't want to take birth control. I don't want to be on birth control. That's not what I want to do. I found myself being like, no, I don't want to be on birth control. So then she wouldn't be like, oh my God, she's being too masculine. She's being too angry. She's really aggressive. But even with me doing that, she still switched me out. That girl was like, no, no. That's a different story, y'all. The becoming feminine topic is becoming toxic. Oh yeah. Yes. That my natural hair is inappropriate or at least frontal. I believe that each woman have their expressive side of femininity. Exactly. Exactly. And even our hair is just seen as being masculine. Like if my hair wasn't slicked back and I had it out in a fro, it's gonna be called, oh my gosh, your hair is so untamed. Oh my gosh. And that's not seen as sorry, I just had another thought. That's not seen as being feminine. But I don't know if you guys watch Tiana Empowers. I love her channel. But she be rocking her fro, and that's just as feminine as it gets. And I'm like, how do y'all? I just don't get it, y'all. I just don't get it. I don't get it, and it's sad. To me, it's sad. But I'm saying all this to say, pretty much, don't change yourself. Because I don't feel like the regular black female can be um, more masculine than an actual masculine man. And if you are intimidating a man, do not try to make yourself smaller to make him feel comfortable. That's his problem. It's not even your business. He can go on, especially if you're not yelling, you're not being aggressive as in like trying to fight aggressive, you're not being loud, you have your etiquette, you smell good, you look good, you're feminine, you're feminine, and you're still intimidating people. Girl, please. I agree with Chrissy when she said dark skin black women are internally masculine, but society puts the pressure on us. She worded it differently, but yeah, you get what I mean. Yeah, I get what you're saying, because they make us seem like we're masculine, and you're not masculine at all. It just ends up there's just they act like you're masculine, and you're not. Period. And the darker that you are, and actually, I've had a black girl tell me this too. She was like, "Oh yeah, I like she's like, I like dark skinned men because they're just so masculine," and I was like I make it a point to say, what do you mean? Like, what? Like, why is he, just because he's dark, he's masculine? Or is it an aspect about him that makes him masculine? Because if he's feminine and just dark, you still think he's masculine? I'm so confused. But yes, this whole topic is honestly getting toxic, and it's making women try to tone themselves down and be less black, be more white feminine, be more Latina feminine, be more. And the thing is too, you never hear Mexican men saying, "Oh, I need my Mexican woman to be more white people feminine." You never hear that. You don't hear that. Or I need her to be more feminine. I don't hear that. You only hear that for dark skinned black women. I don't. But yeah, I think that's all I had to say. That's all I had to say. I've never seen Chloe's channel. Actually, I might be lying. Let me look this up. Hold on. I have watched half of one of her videos because it popped up. I really don't know her channel to honestly really say anything. And I'm not saying I dislike any of these channels, but what I am saying is I do feel like a lot of them are telling people to be smaller. They're trying to tell people don't be black feminine, which is rhythmic, which is thick, which is I'm not saying out of shape. I'm saying curvy, curvaceous. Actually, let me not even say that. Let me correct myself because there are still black women who are not as curvy. But well, I'm gonna say rhythmic, but there's also black women that aren't. It's just balance, to be honest. Now I'm thinking about it. You can't say, oh well, black women are curvy and rhythmic. I mean, a lot of us are, but there are still some that are not. But that does not make them not feminine. What were you about to say?
So just society generalizes, so they are saying pretty much what you're saying. Not that it's 100% true, but society does say what you're saying because they generalize everything.
Yeah, they do. They definitely do generalize it. Yes, a lot of them say a lot of things that are very common sense, like wash under your armpits, smell good. I guess there's one. I don't know if it was Chrissy or not, but they were talking about scents that were feminine, like things that smell good. Notice the movies, ratchet girls have always usually. Exactly. Not only that, but you don't. Oh my goodness! I just said this in a channel or in a video, y'all. I literally just said this in a video. You always see black men, and you always see it's always the black men that are always trying to dress up as black women, and they're not dressing up like the lighter kind of black woman. They're always trying to be the darker black woman. Like y'all know, Blame It on Quay. K-Way? Blame It on Quay? I think his name is Blame It on Quay. He's the one that wears the blue hair. He literally has made so much money off of making fun of black women. I don't find him funny at all. It's not funny. I don't find you... that's not a silly joke. I'm not laughing because you're sitting up there with big bright you're making fun of the ghetto black girl, and I don't find it funny. And people find that stuff funny. I don't know if it's I don't know. But then you got Big Mama, you got Medea, you got all these men that are trying to act like they're black women. Name a Mexican man that has dressed up as a Mexican woman. And it was like they will say how their moms were. They will say, oh, my mom was like, or like my family, this is how the girls are. You'll see it. But I don't know of a lot of white men that'll dress up as a white woman and act like her. Like, it's all over. It's in media. It's on. Y'all know the Versus. It was, what was it? It was Versus. It was Erykah Badu and Jill Scott. The Versus thing. Somebody literally, like some dude. It was a black man. And he was quick. It was literally like right after they got off, he decided to dress up as Erykah Badu and Jill Scott on Instagram Live. I'm like, how did you do this so fast? And why do you think this is funny? And why are there other black women that are thinking this is funny? This is not funny. And it's literally just digging in and kind of pushing out even more the fact that we're masculine. Like, you're doing it to us. Black men do it to us. White men do it to us. Everybody do it to us. Just fuck us, right? I got damn. um. Yeah, I don't know about Chloe's channel. I haven't really watched Chloe's channel. Like I said, I don't even remember watching. I think it might have. I don't know. Is this Chloe though? Is this her? Because there's a bunch of. I think if this is her, I've seen somebody else talk. Is that this one? I think this right there. That's her. If that's her, I've seen somebody else talking about her, and I don't know. I still don't know. The main person that I watched though on this is Chrissy. And I just watched her because I like a lot of her commentary on colorism. The only thing, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, the only thing that I do not like about Chrissy is that she will not put her face with the thing. And she acknowledges it too. She even says it. But I'm like, if you're gonna stand for a cause, I want you to stand for the cause, like out in the public. Like I feel like you're trying to say something. Everything that you're saying is true, but you go out in the real world and you don't have to have that same, like you can act like you can just blend in with everybody else. Does that make sense? Like I'm out here actually saying what I believe in and you see who I am. So now when I go out in the public, they're like, that's that black girl that believes in black women, black femininity, and black, and that's that girl right there. I can't just, you know what I mean, and just kind of get on. That's the only thing though. Other than that, I respect Chrissy. I like what she's talking about. Put it back. To publicly bash and make women look bad. It's so disgusting. Yes, ma'am. But yeah, now I think I'm done. Am I done? Are you finished or are you done? Did I want to talk about the submitting? Did I already say submitting? I said like how I would naturally submit to somebody. I said that. And I also think that submitting, yes ma'am, Naya, he did say that. But I also think that black women submitting to is also like, what is really submitting? Because I also feel like that can be very simplified into just being like, oh, you guys are respectful. Oh, you make him a plate. Oh, you cook. Oh, like, are you even taking turns cooking? Like, oh, you clean. I feel like those are normal, like, human things. At your normal house, you would clean your house. Hey, and you know what else? I never hear about now his femininity is overriding yours, but submitting in the sense of not cheating. Submit to or commit. We talk about commit, not submit. Like if we're gonna talk about women submitting, we need to talk about men committing to other women or to just one woman as it is. But that's a different topic. But still, because we know that one man, he want to have 8 different wives. Come on now. Hi, Mrs. I'm well. How are you? Now I think I'm done, guys. Now I think I'm done. I think I've said that I was done a lot of times. Am I done?
Unless you want to go through comments.
But okay, if you're gonna say that that's gonna mess up your image, how can that really be something that you believe in then? I don't feel like that's something that you could really so like if I just don't feel it. I don't get it because like yeah, I like how is that gonna mess up your image? Like how? And no problem. I always read my chat because I don't like when I be typing and then people be like they'll miss something, but I'm like, hey, I just said something to you. I took the time out of my day to comment, acknowledge me. Hello. But anyway, no, I think don't you think that that's weird? I don't want to ruin my image, but this is what I really believe in.
You don't ruin
my image, but this is what I really believe in. Because if that's the case, there's a whole bunch of, if there's a white man that's like, oh, well, I know that this is wrong, but I don't want to get fired.
Right. No, I get you. It's always.
So you're just going to be okay with stuff being wrong?
No.
Like, no. In a store, look, and I've actually had this happen to me because this is what I just stand for. I stand for black women in general, and I will always do that. I don't care if I get fired from my job tomorrow. I will literally still be standing up for black women until the day I die. But in a store, I think I was in Marshall's, and this woman, I was walking out, and this woman was literally saying, actually, I was checking out, and this woman was like, I feel like you guys are just following me. And I know that this was I was in a predominantly white area. And she's like, you guys are following me around the store. And I feel like you guys are watching me. I feel like you guys, like, why are you doing that? I'm literally coming up here to pay everything. And then you followed me from over here to over here. You've taken this, or you've literally asked me, like, y'all know when people are actually watching you around the store. So for me, I'm not gonna sit up there and act like I don't see you and go like this and be like, oh well, mind my business. No, I walked up to the girl. I was like, girl, you're probably not wrong, and I feel you. Like, and I said it right in front of a white woman. I don't care. Like, you probably were following her. She feels like that for a reason. People don't just up and randomly go, oh, I feel like you're following me. I mean, unless you're trying to steal, but she was up there with her credit card, so I don't think she's trying to steal. But see, I'm not gonna act like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, well, it might make me look bad if I say anything. No, I'm gonna stick up for you regardless. Wherever you are, however you are. If I have to say, I'm gonna say what I gotta say. She cares about other people's opinion. I say, yeah, that could be it too. And I understand that. I understand where she's coming from. I'm just saying, I'm gonna stick up for. I don't care about other people's opinion. If you're mad that I stick up for my kind of people, while white people are out here sticking up for their people, oh well. Like, what do you think about Chrissy saying black women should date out and burn the cape? I stand for burn the cape, honey. Burn that cape, because why? Why are we out here fighting for people who are not going to fight for you at the end of the day? Whether it be black men, whether it be white people, whether it be anybody, stick up for yourselves. For me, I think that we should stick up for ourselves. And if somebody else, I'm not saying that you should literally watch wrong happen and then just completely ignore it. But what I am saying is choose your battles. Everything doesn't have to be talked about. She's not wrong on that at all. And as for dating out, I mean, I think we know my stance on dating out because that man's Mexican. So I think that now in a world where black men like to bash dark-skinned women, I think that black women should find wherever love is, that's where you should get it. That's what it is. If it's actual love, be there. Don't be out here trying to search for somebody who love me. No. But if you end up falling in love with an Asian man, like, why would you say, oh no, I need to be with a black man, and these black men are out here trashing your name? Why would you do that? That doesn't make sense. Y'all, but tell me this, y'all. There was, I was at work, right? And this girl, she said, like, I was talking about, like, black movements, and I was talking about stuff like that. And she was like, well, you couldn't ever run, when you join NC, it's serious. What are you talking about? Izzy, what you talking about? We're talking about a black movement or whatever. And she was like, oh, well, I don't feel like you could even have a black movement if you're not dating somebody black. You have a broken home. Izzy, this is when I start talking, that's so true. I'm like, no. But anyway, yeah, she told me I couldn't have a movement because I was dating outside of my race, and that I had a broken home because I was dating a Mexican man. And I couldn't have a black movement because I was dating a Mexican man. And I was like, how does that doesn't dismiss the fact that I am black and that I've had the same experience as you because I'm dating him. And if you're gonna completely dismiss me and I'm trying to stick up for you because I'm dating somebody and you're worried about what's going on in my house, that's messed up. Like I don't get that. That doesn't make sense at all. And I was low key actually very annoyed because if we're gonna actually talk about broken homes, I feel like broken homes are when both people are not in the house and they don't have a healthy relationship as it is. Girl, the disrespect. I'm telling you. But I had to keep it professional, not feminine. I had to keep it professional and not, you know what I mean? Um but yeah, she told me I can't have a movement because my man is Mexican. And I was like, that's so weird because my boyfriend, he's all for like I feel like he understands. I'm not going to say he understands more than a black man because he's Mexican. He doesn't. But I am going to say he understands a lot. And if you asked him, if you asked him his stance on a lot of things, I think it's going to be more for black women than anything because he understands it. He's not out here talking about some oh well black women wear weave, black women you're masculine, black women you're out here. So he's an ally of us, if anything. Shout out to you. Wait, what do you do? I work at the airport. Exactly. And then when you have these black men that date outside of their race, they are not even for you. Like I'd understand if if a black man was like, "Oh yeah, I'm dating a Latin woman," but black women are beautiful. There's nothing against them. If that even if it's not even your preference because yeah, even if it's not your preference, if you're like, oh, I don't like if you're like I'm not attracted to black women as it is, even if you said that, but you're saying, oh, but they still deserve their respect like anybody else. They don't deserve to be treated. If you're still saying what's right but you are on this side, I can mess with that too because you're still saying what's right. You're not gonna just act like it's like what, you know what I'm saying? I just can't do it. I just can't do it, babe. I just can't do it. And yes, ma'am, he definitely would defend. He would defend you too if you're a black girl, wouldn't you, babe? I feel like I just looked at you like how SpongeBob looked at Squidward when he had the patties. When he ate the patties. It's like, but yeah, I feel like we need to we need to we need to recognize our allies. That's how I feel when it comes to burning the cape. We need to recognize who our allies are, and if you're an ally, I think that you should be an ally. That's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. I'm really just a very logical, right is right, wrong is wrong kind of person. I'm not going to say, "Oh, technically." Like no. Mm-mm. If it's wrong, it's wrong. I'm very like, is that called diplomatic? No, that's not diplomatic.
Say it's black and white.
Yeah, the black. That's very black. I am very black and white. There is no color. There's no shade. There's no gray. It's this or it's that. Either you're right or you're wrong. And if you're wrong,
you live in fact.
Yeah, I mean, I still have my opinions, but
yeah,
a lot of the stuff, y'all, that I be saying, I look it up. Like I don't be out here just talking just to just say what I think. I say what I've actually seen, experienced, and looked up and researched. I be saying that kind of stuff. Where Malcolm said, black men have high standards. Have high standards when it comes to black women, but with wife Shrek. Isn't so true. I've seen a lot of them. You know what? Girl, I mean, she's not lying. But why you gotta say it like that? This is the truth. That's true. um. Oh man, girl, you not lying. That's all I gotta say for that. That's the truth. Um. I also don't think that. I just think that a lot of men also have self hate. Black men have a lot of self hate towards themselves too. They don't want to be associated with being black. They don't. They want light, white. They want that. Yeah. Did I told you about that one man that was at my job, and he was like, y'all, this black man, he said, ugh, I couldn't do a black woman. Ugh. And he was like, just brown down there. He's like, no, it has to be pink. I was like, I literally felt like saying, what's in your pants better be pink if that's what you're saying. And that looks weird.
That is weird.
So, sir. Oh, no, I couldn't. What else was he saying? He said something else, and it just threw me for a twist. Y'all, I be hearing so much stuff, huh?
I forgot, but it was something to do with that.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the truth, though. It just is. And I mean, they say high standards, but I mean, we got Bria Miles walking around here. I think she's with a black dude, isn't she? Y'all, I saw Bria Miles. Y'all, do you know who Bria Miles is? I saw her. Okay, so it was like my body goals for a hot minute, right? I was like, okay, I need to work, not to look exactly like her, but just encouragement to lose weight. Y'all, so I'm sitting there, mind you, she was on my screensaver, just so I had the reminder of this blessing. This is what you're working towards. This is what you're working towards. This is what you're working towards. Y'all, I'm sitting at work, right? I looked up Bria Miles. I was like literally, I was like, and she was like, hi. And I was like, what? And I was like, oh, and then the first thing I looked at, I'm not gonna even lie to y'all. First thing I looked at, I was like, booty. And I was like, it's really that big. Like, it's not Photoshop. I was like, it's actually big. Her waist is literally on nothing, and her butt is literally there. I was so, oh my gosh. And then I was telling everybody, I was like, look, that's Bria Miles. And they're like, who is that? They're like, who is that? And I was like, y'all don't know who Bria Miles is? Y'all are, where are y'all? Where are you guys? Like, that doesn't make sense. How do you not know who this is?
Yes, is she pretty in person?
Oh, is she pretty in person? Yes. And she didn't have on no makeup, and she didn't have on a wig. And she's actually bald. I'm pretty sure you guys can tell that. But she bald, no makeup, but she was fire. And I was like, ah. That was so crazy. I don't know if a lot of you guys have seen Ambrosia too. Ambrosia, she does like the natural hair. I saw her, and I also talked to her. So awesome. I know. I saw G Herbo too. But he was actually really nice. Now that I'm thinking about it, he was like I was sitting there because I was in like the little, like the scanner thing that you guys sit up there and you do the scanner thing when you have to go through security. I was in that, and I was working that particular part right there, and I saw a dude with a whole bunch of just jewelry, all right, jewelry, y'all. And I was like, well, what is? And I was like, sir, like that gotta. And he's like, nah, this ain't coming off. And I was like, okay. But then he went, and I think that was his DJ. And then I saw the next person behind him. I was like, that's G Herbo. And everyone's like, who is that? And I'm just, the people I work with are so uncultured. But I was like, hi, and he's like, G Herbo. And I was like, hi. And he's like, hi. And I was like, just an awkward black girl, right? Who else did I see? That Vanessa.
You see Barkley.
Yeah, I see Charles Barkley all the time.
Oh, yeah, you just got a YouTuber, Vanessa.
Vanessa, what is her name? Vanessa. She used to be with the whole Chandler girl. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but I saw her too. Y'all, I saw Waka Flocka too, y'all. I saw Waka Flocka, and I was working the walk-through metal detector. Homeboy looked angry, so I wasn't even gonna say like hi, hi. Honestly, when I saw him, I was like Waka Flocka, like that's what I wanted to do, but I had to be, professional. I was going to go hard in the play. I was like, oh, like, I wanted to just start going. Yeah, come down, I wanted to just start doing it, but I had to, because he looked very angry. Like
What's
he had got
insane
off
is
the
he was
phone.
tall as
He was super tall. Like homeboy is like at least like 6'6". I don't know. He was big, and I was like, and he did not look happy. I've seen not Dave Chappelle,
Oh my god.
Mike Epps, yeah. And he's actually funny in person. Well, I don't know if it's just he's a funny person, so I expect him to be funny. But I was like, hey, you're Mike Epps. Oh, I also saw Malcolm in the Middle. I've seen a lot of
That's so
people.
funny.
Malcolm in the Middle, he's so little. He is little. Like he's shorter than me. I'm 5'6". He's like a good 5'4". I do not take pictures with celebrities because I low key feel like that's a little bit I feel like it's invasive, and I also feel like it's unprofessional. Yeah, thank you. I feel like it's unprofessional to be in a position of authority and then try to abandon your spot and the security, and it kind of what's the word? Not negligent. Kind of be what's the word? What's the word? What's the word? Compromise. I don't want to compromise the like security because I want to take a picture with a celebrity. You know what I mean? Like I'm still up here trying to save the fucking world from goddamn, people trying to take down planes and stuff. So I don't want to do that. But yeah, Reba was beautiful. I remember Chrissy posted a video of who's ugly with. Yeah, she looks like a donkey. Who said Bria Miles look like a donkey? That girl does not look like a donkey whatsoever. Y'all knew who. Let me tell you this very sad story. We could all have a moment of silence and sadness. So last year I was on morning shift, so I worked early in the morning, right? I think I got off at 10. I got off at 10, I think. Yeah, 10. So, y'all, I'm at work. I get off at 10, and then I'm on my way home. I kid you not. It takes me about 45 minutes to get home. I checked Jackie Ina's like little thing. She's on Delta, and I worked in the terminal for Delta. Y'all, Jackie Ina was in Phoenix, and she was on the plane, and she went through my terminal. 45 minutes after I left. I was so sad. I was like, Jackie Ina was there. If I would have just stayed there for just a little bit of time, I could have saw Jackie Ina, but I didn't. I'm gonna have to watch that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that video. But let me tell you, I've seen Homegirl in person. She does not look like a donkey whatsoever. And she didn't have on makeup. She didn't have on a wig. She didn't even have on. She had on, I think, a sports bra. She keeps it very consistent with sports bras and sports leggings. Like y'all know what I'm talking about, the fitted sports leggings. Um, yeah, she had that on, and that's how I was able to see that booty. And I was like, Homegirl actually has a booty. And low key, I kind of looked at her and I was like, you got a lot of work to do. Yeah. And then low key, or not even low key, high key, I be watching what she eats. I feel like she doesn't really eat. And sometimes she'll take a picture with like a big meal. And I'd be like, I need at least 3 more portions of that because I be hungry. And it's not, I don't even know if she actually eats it all because, like, how? Homegirl is good, like, good looking. Yeah, I just had ice cream. I'm never gonna get there.
Do you, you know how you're talking about the goals, like you kind of like manifested. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like you just manifested her in general. Just like
That could have been she. I
everything you
swear she
say,
was.
like
I
pops
felt.
up.
I literally, if it was, I'm saying if it wasn't illegal, if it wasn't against our policies to have our phones out, I would have whipped my phone out and be like, "That's you on my phone." I probably did manifest her low key because I was literally right there at the same time, like at same lane, everything. I was like,
It seems like everything you do is like.
oh, hold on. I didn't say my experience with the Malcolm in the Middle dude. So I saw him and I was like, hey, you're the dude from Malcolm in the Middle. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, wow. Like if I feel like I'm gonna make things. If I ever like have millions of subscribers, I feel like I'm gonna be on there. Like and people are like, oh my god, hey, you're a blessing. I'm like, oh my god, yeah, you know, I'm gonna be excited. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, I'm blessing. Because when y'all see me on here, I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Unless I'm not feeling it. But I feel like if I ever see someone like, hey, I watch your channel, I'm like, oh, you do, da, da, da. Like I'm actually gonna be there. But low key, sometimes, what if people just trying to kill you?
It happens, but not often.
And they act like they're your friend. Because I know Queen Naija, she be saying it. Sometimes she was like, sometimes because you don't really know if people are actually like a fan of you, or if they actually hate you. I'm gonna get killed because I'm gonna think everybody my friend. I'm like, ah.
That girl from American Idol, that guy killed her. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah. What happened?
I went to go do like a meet and greet and like a picture.
Yeah, and then he just killed that girl. That's crazy. Y'all don't be trying to kill me. This is like it's only 10 of us. Never. What are the odds of a killer being in here? Killer on the other side. Okay, now I think I'm done. Oh, but y'all, I do have a video coming out tomorrow now because it's 9:04 right now. Even though I do be dropping like stuff super late, I have a video coming out talking about biracial people and black people. Black. And it's not versus like who's better. It's not about that. It's just about the fact that I feel like biracial people should not say, "Oh, I'm black." I feel like they should say, "I'm biracial." And then that's a whole video in itself. Okay. I feel like I just said a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, I'm done now. Bye, guys.
That was a good live, though. You